ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀rọ̀ bá òrí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la òtọ́ láì bá dé. Stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Kíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀? Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní dàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù o, kò já àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lò wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lọ jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ fi jẹ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé. Àgbà tó ti di tó mọ̀ ńlá yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlàmù tí ọ̀rọ̀ ṣe lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àmì ṣẹ̀dá tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Yes, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to have you on the show tonight. Thank you for joining me tonight, wherever you are connecting from. As you are coming in, please help me share this show on your platforms. Help me invite somebody to connect. It's going to be another wonderful session tonight. That is the best thing you can do for me tonight, to just click on the share button and let somebody be aware of this show. As you are coming in, please let me know those who are on the show. so I can give you a shout out. Um, for whatever reason, I'm trying to get your comment, but um, it doesn't seem to be loading up. I don't know what the problem is. Uh, yeah, I think I think I should have your. I should be able to get your comment now, right? Made it public. Right. Anyway, we move on. I'll try to monitor it from another um platform. I just want to be able to know those who are commenting and where they are commenting from. I can see my brother Ayodele Onoselu. Thank you for joining me. Justice Alayo, good to have you on the show. My lovely sister. Shoops. Shoop is also here, Mr. Smash the Button. I hope you guys can hear me. Also, I've got my brother, Wale. Walex is also on the show. Right. So, I know other people are watching, but maybe they've just decided not to leave a comment. That is also fine. Ọmọ pa àwọn silent watcher wà tí wọn ò ní fẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mọ bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ. So that's not a problem. Just help me share the show on your platform. Tell somebody that this show is on, and let's have a wonderful session tonight. We have a bit to cover tonight, and I would require your patience as I build tonight's topic, and also I require your open-mindedness so that you can pick one or two things from the discussion we'll be having tonight. What I'll be sharing with you tonight, it's something I had to, dig into at some point in my life when I started, checking up everything about me. When I started asking questions. I always think life is not giving me what I want. Until I realized that the answers that life gives to you is the question you ask. So if you want life to give you the right answer, you have to start asking the right questions. So that was when I thought, you know what? There are so many things I need to check. There's so many things I need to dig into and ensure that I know what I have to know. I know all the necessary things so that I can move on from, that stagnant point of my life. In every man's life, there should come a time when you will or you should check up everything you have been taught. Dá gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ̀ kó gbọ̀n yẹ́bẹ́yẹ́bẹ́. Kó wo gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ lámbà ńbẹ̀. And drop them. Look at the things that are not true and drop them. If something is a lie, it's a lie. That it has been in practice for so long wouldn't make it to become the truth. It's still a lie. That so many people are practicing it, that so many people are engaging in it, would not make it to become the truth. A lie will always remain a lie, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's you that need to now build up yourself, build up your mindset, and be ready to drop it. Be ready to unlearn and learn the new things. Ìmọ̀ ju gbogbo ẹ̀dá lọ o. Nǹkan tó o bá mọ̀ ó ṣàgbà ẹ̀. So we should not be arrogant or too big or too old to learn. Right. What I'm trying to do on this show is to build a solid foundation for us, so that as we proceed in some of the discussions on this show, we would be comfortable to hear them, even though they are uncomfortable discussions. Like I always say, things you will hear on this show would unsettle you. I see you, my sister, Shalewa Otojometa. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Really, 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 really great to have you on the show. Àwọn tèmi láti Great Ifẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, ẹ káalẹ́ o. Good to have you on the platform. Finally, you are here. Ṣé wàá pa? And I can see my brother Ecobams. Àwọn èèyàn nìyẹn. Àwọn èèyàn nìyẹn. Thank you for connecting tonight. Alàgbà Táíwò, àwọn ló wà ní in charge àwọn obìnrin ministry wa. He's also watching. Àwọn ẹ̀mí sọ fún mi nísìnyí pé he's also on the show. Great to have you on the show. Thank you very much for connecting. Ẹ máa bá mi share, let people know that this show is on, because ṣé mọ̀, èèyàn mélòó náà ló mọ̀ mi. But the more we spread the word, the more we will get people to connect and join us. So please help me share. Right. So as I was saying, I'm trying to build a foundation that would be strong enough to handle some of the other things we will be discussing on this show. If you look at any pyramid, the most important part of any pyramid is the base. When the base is strong enough, it doesn't matter whatever thing you put on top or how you arrange the stuff at the top. They will be fine. But when the base is wrongly set or weak, whatever things you put on it will eventually, come crumbling. So it's important that we put up a strong foundation, so that as we proceed, some of the things you will hear, it might be difficult, but you'll be able to handle them. Right. So moving forward. Mr. Larry, aṣẹ́wó fan, àwọn yẹn máa ń lọ from one club to the other ni. Man U lénìí, Man City lọ́la, Chelsea lọ́túnla. Good to have you on the show. I call him Brother Paul. Àwọn yẹn wọ́n quote Bible kù. Good to have you on the show, my brother Larry Philip. Right. So the discussion we have tonight is what I titled "The Man," and the man here is not, gender specific. It's not referring to any particular gender. It's referring to us as human. I want to try and reintroduce us to ourselves again, because what you don't know, you can appreciate. What you don't know, you can't value. What you don't understand how it works, you can't use to the maximum. So I think there is a need for us to understand again who we are, and also talk on the three stages of spiritual transformation that every man should go through before they can um, live to the peak of their existence. So that's what we have to discuss tonight. So let me start by breaking down the um, component of a man. What is a man? A man is a spirit that lives in a body and has a soul. That's who we are. We are spirit. Now, spirits are unseen. Kò ṣeé rí. Ẹ̀mí àìrí ni. But for us to be able to operate in this terrestrial plane, we need that spirit to be housed somewhere. And then that spirit comes into the body. So, àwọn ẹ̀mí táàrí tí ò lára là ń pè lẹ́mìí àìrí. Àwa ẹ̀mí táàrí ni wá. We're spirit. We live in a body and we have a soul. The soul is also referred to as a mind. So, let me start from the mind. The mind, which also is referred to as the soul. That is the center of all our emotions. Our thoughts, the way we feel, our feelings, everything that relates to, our emotional being is archived in the soul, is archived in the mind. The mind is the center of the battle. You're hungry, it's there. They hurt you, the past experiences we carry about, everything is stored in the mind. It's there in the soul. Now, the body is just a fragile structure that houses the spirit. This body doesn't last. It's temporal. It wears out, it decays, it rusts. Kò sí tó wù kẹ́ ṣe sí. Máa lo àjídèwé, máa wẹ̀, máa bóra, máa do whatever you want to do. It won't last forever. But the body is not us. The body is just a casing that houses the spirit. And this body is the servant of the mind. It responds to whatever the mind feeds it. Remember I said earlier, the mind is the center of emotion. The mind is just a fertile soil. Whatever you drop there, negative or positive, grows. That's why you have to be mindful things that crosses your mind. Because the mind will feed the body. So ó ń lọ nísìnyí ọmọ tó kún wájú tó kún lẹ́yìn. Your mind will be going, ọmọ ó yẹ kí n jẹṣẹ́ ọmọ ẹ̀, ó yẹ kí n fọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ lẹ́nu, ó yẹ kí n fọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ lẹ́nu. The more your mind stays on it and begin to, imagine things you can do to that kun fire kun, the more it feeds your body to respond. Wàá rí i pé wàá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa gbéra ó ti yá àwọn boys, wàá máa gbéra, temperature á máa rise, from there wàá fẹ́ súnmọ́ láti ṣe gbogbo àwọn ètò yòókù. This is how your mind feeds your body, and the body responds to whatever the mind, feeds it. So everything you see that a man achieves today, or that he fails to achieve, is the direct result of whatever the mind can generate. So your mind has to be kept in a pristine condition, very sharp, in order for you to rise, in order for you to conquer. Your mind has to be working in top condition. I realized this after my second suicide attempt. I was like, wait a minute, we shouldn't actually be focusing on suicide. There's more to this. Yeah, you're quick to condemn people who commit suicide and say, oh, lazy, so selfish, weak. No, they're not. There is a battle that they fought in the mind. But when you lose the battle in the mind, you will lose it physically. So suicide is actually the last resort. It's like a warrior falling on his own sword. That is the last action you take after you've lost the battle in the mind. And the mind is difficult to tame. It's always wondering. Never settled. Something is always happening there. Now let's come to the spirit. The spirit is a man itself. The spirit is what makes the body to stand. Tẹ́mi bá ti kúrò lára, ara yẹn á wó palẹ̀ ni. The spirit cannot be killed. Torí kò ṣeé rí. Tẹ́mi bá ti jáde lára, that body will come down. Kò sí bó ṣe ga tó, wàá wó palẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Apá ò ní ṣe gbé mọ́, ẹsẹ̀ ò ní ṣe gbé mọ́. Torí ẹ̀mí ti jáde. So the spirit itself is a man. The spirit is the other strong force that can interfere with whatever is going on in between the mind and the body. So this spirit needs to be connected to a source. So whether light or darkness, it must feed off a source. It must be powered from a source. And there are two sources, light and darkness. So when your spirit is connected to the light, everything it feeds from the light renews the mind. Everything it feeds from the light, it's uplifting, it's positive, it's clean. It constantly renews the mind and keeps it in pristine condition. And then the opposite is what you get when the spirit is connected to the dark source. It can't purge the mind because the mind oftentimes, it's difficult to tame. And a dark, what you feed off from a dark source, what the spirit feeds off from a dark source is is darkness, and darkness can't drive out light. So when your mind is filled with so much filth, with so much negativity, it will get out of sync with the body. That's why you see some people, they still have the spirit in the body. That means they are still alive, but their mind is gone. A man sompe is lost his mind. Kò tí kú, but kò function normally mọ́, because the mind now is out of sync. So everything tó ń ṣe is no longer in order. So when this happens and the spirit is not connected to the source of light that can restore, that harmony, eventually such a person will fall off and die. So this was also a time when I understood death. That's another topic, because I know this is something that we don't like to discuss. We don't like to hear. And that's why many get threatened. Papa, má ṣe. Ó lè pààyàn kankan. Because ẹ̀mí ò ṣe é pa. Ẹ̀mí ìkú. Ọjọ́ tó ti ń pariwo fall down die, ta ló kú? Kò sẹ́ni tó máa kú. It's a cycle. Ayé ń yí ni. Àwọn ẹ̀dá ń tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn. À ń wọlé à ń jáde ni. When you complete your cycle, you will exit. That's the way it works. When your cycle is completed, you will exit. Now, there are circumstances where that cycle can be accelerated. So, say, for example, your location and your choice of lifestyle. So, let's look at Nigeria, for example. That environment speeds up some people's life cycle. Everybody will die anyway. But the environment, circumstances around them, speeds up their life cycle. Many people life cycle have been completed early needlessly. If they were residents somewhere else, maybe that wouldn't have happened to them. Failed healthcare, bad roads, kidnapping, insecurity, unfortunate death. Those ones are circumstantial, based on the environment, and then you have some other people who live life such that live as if you die to live. You only live once. Live as if today is your last. They're two different things. So you have some people who live their life such that they live deliberately not to see tomorrow. So people who live like that also can have their life cycle, speeded up, and you have it completed earlier than it should. Other than that, no one should threaten you with death. No one should make pronouncement that will make you now start running helter skelter tó ò ní lè sùn tó ò ní nísinmi mọ́. Ẹ̀mí ni ẹ́, kò sẹ́ni tó lè pa ẹ́. You will only exit when you've completed your cycle. Tí o bá tí pé, forget it. And kò sẹ́ni tó máa escape because that body will degenerate. So that is a man. Gbogbo ń tá a jẹ́ nìyẹn. Gbogbo ń tá a jẹ́ nìyẹn. Spirit that lives in a body and that has a mind. The mind is the center of all emotions. It's also the soul. The spirit is who we are, and the body is just a casing. We need it to be able to operate in this terrestrial plane. La fi jẹ́ ẹ̀mí tá a rí. Ẹ̀mí tí ò ní àgọ́ ara ni ẹ̀mí àìrí. And so let me move now to the second part of this discussion. And this is where I'll be going a bit deep, and I need you to please follow me. I'll discuss it in such a way that we'll be able to relate with it. As man grows, as we mature, naturally we should go through three stages of spiritual transformation. So when I'm saying spiritual now, I'm not talking religion here tonight. No. So you should know what I'm referring to now, because man is a spirit. Right. There are three stages of spiritual transformation that we should go through. But unfortunately, most people only make it to the first and are stopped. Some are able to progress to the second level or to second stage, while only very few manage to get to the third. So, as I illustrate these stages, I want you to judge yourself where you are. I want you to see yourself if you fit into any of the three stages, and also what you need to do to be able to, advance. Because until you reach that third stage of spiritual transformation, trust me, you cannot say you've lived to the fulfillment of your existence. And I kid you not. So, I'll be using some representation tonight to discuss each of these stages for better understanding. So, the first transformation, which is where many of us are, it's that transformation of becoming a camel. So from the spirit, we transform to the camel. So a camel, by symbol, it represents gbogbo alamo camel ràkúnmí. You find it in the desert. Tó ní hunchback tó ga yẹn, that animal. It's a symbol of obedience and tolerance. It lives in a harsh condition. Desert tó gbóná, tí yẹ̀pẹ̀ bẹ̀ gbóná, aṣálẹ̀. And gbogbo nǹkan tójú camel ń rí pátápátá ìnira ni. A camel is one of the animals that faces much hardship. The condition they impose on the camel is just tough. Every day is being loaded with heavyweight. Ẹrù ló ń rù. Ràkúnmí ò ń ṣiṣẹ́ mi. Ó máa ń rẹrù ni. Òun ló ṣe máa ń pe ràkúnmí ní ọ̀gá àwọn aláàrù. So daily is being loaded with heavyweight that he has to carry through the hot desert. Just for the satisfaction of the owners. So think of many of us, how we live our lives. We're constantly from young, many of us started, doing things that we never enjoyed. We live to the satisfaction of other people. We live only to please other people. From our parents to teachers to family members to older relatives and all that. They choose our life. They choose everything for us. They choose career. There's nothing that many of us have decided that bí mo ṣe fẹ́ gbé ayé tèmi ni. We have all been living according to the dictate of other people. We sacrifice our own lives for other people. We do things to please other people. So likewise the camel. It pleases other people. The carrier and collector of burdens. We can't say no. You just do whatever you are told without objection. They tell you this is the way to follow, that's the way to follow. You don't query. Anywhere you turn, that's the way of life. And I know many of you can relate to what I'm saying tonight. We don't resist. You can't resist. You don't want to be the odd one out. So you just obey and follow. Ó make sense, kò make sense. You just do it. After all, báwọn aṣáájú ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn. After all, gbogbo èèyàn ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn. After all, nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ wípé ká ṣe nìyẹn. We just follow rules. We follow orders. We do whatever anyone you can call an authority figure in your life tells you to do. Even if it's against your well-being. You just do it. That's why we see in some religious setting, people are asked to eat grass. They're asked to drink petrol, kerosene. They pee on their body. They do all kinds of things to them because they are in that stage of camel transformation. And they are afraid to disobey. So they don't want to go against the society. And on this show, I've talked about, many of the things we do today, they're just social construct. Wọ́n fi religion rap wẹ̀, wọ́n fi threat rap wẹ̀, wọ́n fi a lot of things rap. We just have to comply. And not many people have the courage to review these things and say, wait a minute, can it make sense now? And then unlearn that falsehood and learn the truth. No, because many of us are stuck in that stage of camel. We just want to fit in. We don't want to be the odd one out. We don't want to do anything different from what others are doing. Many of us have accepted hardship as fate. Bá a ṣe kọ́ mọ́ mi ni. Bó bá tiẹ̀ kọ̀ pín burúkú mọ́ ẹ náà, ó yẹ kí ìwọ náà mọ̀ bá a ṣe ń kọ́. Many of us have accepted our hard life as if kò sí nǹkan tí mo lè ṣe sí màá kàn máa bá yí náà ni. There are things you can do. Many have found comfort in discomfort. The challenges that life, you know, confronts them with, they've learned to live with it rather than challenge it. Many are scared to use their mind to serve its function, which is to think. Many are afraid to think. Ẹ má sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Don't say that. Because in tó ti gbìn sí ẹ nínú láti kékeré nìyẹn. And you are scared to even check it up. The problem is everything we know, everything we are taught, everything we become, everything we carry around today is tied to our emotions, like I explained earlier. So you don't want to do this thing, you want to check it, you start feeling guilty. So why you start feeling? And today many people are struggling under this weight of, social burdens that they carry around. Àjàgà lomi ń rù kiri tó dẹ̀ yẹ kó bọ̀. It is this weight that has, slowed down many people's progress, including myself, until I found this out. We are scared to look at issues face to face and deal with it. No, we'll rather just leave it. Ẹ filẹ̀. And we'll find people who have gone through that same faith and how they live with it till they die. Bó ṣe lágbájá náà nìyẹn, ẹ jẹ́ ara filẹ̀. Ó ti ṣèmi náà nìyẹn, ó ti ṣe wọ́n rí, ẹ jẹ́ àfilẹ̀. So everything we accept. We adapt rather than to find a change, to react. We just adapt. We adapt to how we have been conditioned to live. And we believe we just have to live that way. So when you live a life like this, in this stage of camel, mi ì ṣépè o, mi ò dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ burúkú o. You feel empty. Whatever joy you think you have is just temporal, because you are not living your purpose. You're not living your life. Ìdùnnú dídùnnú ló ń lé o lédùnnú tiẹ̀. You are just patterning your life according to other people's life. Ìwọ gan ò decide pé ayé mi rè bí mo ṣe fẹ́ gbèrè. This is who I am. No. So gbogbo àjàgà yẹn òun rù kiri náà ni. But you can't do this for long because the weight will eventually break you. That's why many people have that mental breakdown. That's why many people, become depressed. Eventually, this will break your spirit. You lose your mind and you fall off. But only if you could do a thing. If you could push yourself. If you could get to that stage and build up your courage. If you choose, because you have that power in you, to push yourself through to the next stage. To the next stage of spiritual transformation, which is becoming a lion, moving from that camel, the obedient and uh, heavy load bearing tolerance camel. If you push yourself to the next stage of becoming a lion. Baba Mourinho, my Bishop Amos Adewale, thank you, sir, for connecting tonight. My brother also, Akeem Botioladosh, I see you. Ebomo Yami Moriel, how you doing? And my sister Oluwatoyin Adeyemi, thanks for connecting as well. So if you can push yourself, if you can look at these things in the eye and choose to look them in the eye and shake them up and, refuse to live other people's happiness and go in search of your own happiness, then you move to the second stage. I see my brother, Lekan Shobi, producer to Mojeni. I want you enter anything. One ta yati. Thank you for joining me tonight. And the next stage of transformation, which only some people manage to get to. So first stage yẹn la pọ̀ sí jù ní camel. A kàn ń tẹ̀lé ayé ni. Ìtàn ti sọ látayébáyé òun náà là ń tẹ̀lé. Àwa ò tiẹ̀ make effort láti ẹ̀ ti check it up. Make effort láti choose our own path. Àgbé ayé tó condition wá sí yẹn. But some people decide to break the shackles. Decide to shake off that heavy load. And they move to this level of transformation, which is the lion. Just like the camel, you desire freedom, but the camel would rather not make any effort. He remains confined to tradition, to ideologies, to social conditioning, and all that. To limiting beliefs. There's so many beliefs that we were raised with that has limited us. Kò jẹ́ ká gbéra, kò jẹ́ ká dìde. A ṣáà wà lójú kan yẹn ni. Ibi táwọn aṣáájú wa ń rìn dé tán kú sí, ibẹ̀ náà làwa náà ń kú sí, because we refuse to move further. Then, the lion. This is a stage where you question everything. This was a stage I got to in 2016. Everything I've been told, everything I've heard, everything I think I know, I started to question everything. And then I realized that, oh boy, Lamba ló kún orí mi ṣá. All these long-held values and morals are nothing but the result of years of brainwashing. Whoa. So the lion then starts to reject all these beliefs and then chooses to dedicate his life to search for new truth. Decide to fight all the structure that have been restricting its freedom. You scrutinize all the beliefs. I did this in 2016. That was the time I had, a one-on-one chat with my brother here on the show. Brother Amos Ajewole. It was a period that I was going through a lot. I called him one time. I had a lengthy chat with him regarding some of my concerns. And a man of wisdom, a well-read man, though he's a pastor, but he's very open. He told me a few things bluntly. Mo á dẹ̀ mára àwọn nǹkan tí mo máa query. But to do this, you must be bold. Go easy. And you know that one of the traits or characteristics of a lion is bold. Tó bá sì ń rò pé kíni wọ́n á sọ, kíni wọ́n máa wí, tó bá you can't move to this stage. No, you cannot. That's why not many are in this stage. Because you want to scrutinize everything. You don't care what people will say. You've been held bound for so long. You've been used as a slave for so long. You want to break through now. You want to break free. And one thing that happens in this stage is the more you find these things and you run out in the league, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni anga ẹ máa dìde, inú ẹ máa ru gan, inú máa bí ẹ. Just like you have so many people today who have reached this stage, this stage of where people are understanding things about old beliefs and things like that. ẹ̀yin náà rí bọ́n ṣe máa ń fìbínú sọ̀rọ̀ with anger. I've had the chance to speak to one or two of these orúkọ mo máa fún wọn náà. Màá wo orúkọ tó fit wọn. But people who are now sharing the new truth, their anger and how they react to people who are not getting their message and stuff like that. I told them, hey, Ewa, I know how you feel because I felt like this. But you have no power to change nobody. You can't change people. If you spend your energy on just complaining about the establishment, old belief, condemning this, pointing fingers at individual characters and stuff like that, you're using your energy wrongly. The people you are trying to reach, you can't connect to them because they will be drawing farther and farther and farther away from you because of your aggressiveness. Just like the lion. Kìnìún kò lè dún níwájú ẹ̀ kó dúró. Kí ló gbé mì? Bí kìnìún tó bá dún raburabu níwájú ẹ̀ wàá gbérọ́ ni. And that's what people are doing at this stage. They're roaring. They're angry because of things they've discovered. Kìnìún ni mo dẹ̀ tẹ̀lé láti ọjọ́ ẹ̀. You can't reach people like that. Rather, you are scaring them away. They will lock up. They won't hear you. And you can't change people. All you can do is just to share your truth and let people walk according to their timeline. Ìrìn àjò lèmi náà rìn tí mo fi débí. Ìrìn àjò ló rìn tó fi débí. People would go according to their timeline. You can't hurry it. You can't force them. But sow that seed and move on. Give them something to battle with. And that's why I decided to dedicate myself to sharing this truth on my platforms. I know it's difficult to convince people of their old beliefs that they've held for so long. Láì má fa wàhálà. Kọ́ má fight back. Kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ kán tamper pẹ̀lú belief system. So I devised a means where I created, a character called the GO, and I put truth into comedy, into satire, and I share it. So as you read it, you laugh, but there are hidden messages in them. That's how I can open people up. That's my own method before I started this platform. So that stage of lion is where you go, you scrutinize everything. And as you come by those new truths, you get angry. There's immense anger in you that you have been deceived for so long. And this anger, if you are not careful, you channel it wrongly by fighting anyone who is trying to you know when you start saying some certain things, when you start sharing certain things, àwọn tó ṣì wà nínú old belief yẹn, they will tell you ó jẹ́ rọra gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ yìí kí ló gangan ìbínú ló máa fi react sí àwọn yẹn gbà kí lẹ̀ ń bá mi sọ yìí. This is what happened at this stage. You fight against anyone trying to persuade you into believing those untruths. So the stage of this lion symbolizes, that stage where you are disillusioned, where you have courage now to face your fears, and then the more you come by this falsehood, the more anger builds up in you. The lion is a beast. He follows no rules. Rather, he creates his own rule and imposes it on every other animals in the jungle with him. So this is the stage where you know what? No, I'm just gonna live my life. No one can tell me what to do. You don't bow to others, you don't take orders, you stand proud and follow your own inner voice. You rebel. In short. I see you, my sister Moturaya Mofoluake. Thanks for connecting tonight. Hope you're in there. But at least you're here. And my wonderful sister Bola Edemati, thank you for joining also tonight. BCR Rogues, I see you, my sister. Trust you're well. Thank you for connecting. So this is a stage where you think you have found freedom. Freedom from all this old, traditional belief that has held you captive. And you are not stopping. You want to destroy, that establishment that created it. Just like you see many people today haven't discovered the truth about religion and stuff like that. They're going in search of that establishment. That is what they think is right to do. But it's a destructive use of the energy you have at this stage. Because when you go in destroying that establishment, the people you have to reach, why destroy one more? Until they destroy, you scare them away. And that's why you see, I don't focus on these individuals. I don't focus on people who are still at the forefront of misleading people. Rather, I focus on sharing that truth. I focus on reaching those that needs to be reached. Fighting the establishment, it's a wrong use of the energy or the power that you've gotten. And that is why it's called the lion stage, because that is just the characteristics of a lion. It destroys, it tears things apart. So, but when you are in this destructive mood, in a sense, you are still a prisoner, the prisoner of your own mind. Remember, we discussed about the mind at the start. Your emotion is still feeding you wrongly. So, to escape that mental prison, to free yourself from that bondage of anger and misuse of the power you have at this level, you need to let go of that past. Treat it as a phase. Igba money. Now you know. And create a fresh start for yourself. Create a new life for yourself. Unlearn all those falsehood and learn the truth. You can't just learn new things. You must first unlearn. And for this to happen, you now have to be moved to the third stage of the transformation, which is a stage where only few people ló ń débẹ̀ kan tó jáde láyé. Before they leave this earth, only few people get to this final stage. Only few people. Many are in the camel stage, as you can relate. Few have pushed themselves to that lion stage, but they're misusing that new knowledge, the anger, they're on that destructive mode. And if you're living like this, you are still a slave to your mind. You are not yet transformed. You are not there. You can't live to the peak of your fulfillment until you move to the last stage of the spiritual transformation, which is becoming a child. A child represents all good qualities that reside within a person: innocence, playfulness, creativity, eagerness to know more, willingness to learn. The lion has tremendous power to destroy. It can't create. Is a destructive beast because he's stuck to the past. He's angry that èmi ló ti gbé handicap látọ̀dún. I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that because I was believing this stupid thing, I was believing that stupid thing, I was believing that. They're stuck to the past. It can't move forward. It's destroying those establishments that created those things, and it's just tearing people apart. However, if you can transport or if you can transform from that lion stage to the child, it can create a new life. You can build new values. You can give new meaning to your life, and you can start living your purpose. As you know, a child has no burden. A child is free. A child has spiritual liberation. They don't have any unconscious forces that is directing or dictating them. No fixed pattern or thought. They're just free. A child has nothing to react to. He has no past to react to. Láti fi bínú or láti fi wà emotional or whatever thing like that. No. A child is just creating a new purpose, just creating a new life. A child has no focus on destroying old structures or anything like that because they never existed. A child doesn't live for revenge. He doesn't live for vindictive purpose. He doesn't live for war or whatever thing like that. A child is just there to live and not waste any single moment further than has been wasted before. A child finds new purpose and they live in that purpose and they find joy in doing so. And a child spread that joy to people around them. They spread happiness, they spread peace, they spread joy to the world. They lighten up any environment where they are. So when we let go of our emotional and mental constraints of the past, that is the only time you can reconnect with that inner child in you. That is when you'll be able to build a new path for yourself. That is when you can build your own happiness and you will not be chasing other people's happiness. That is when you can totally be free. That is when you can see the world with a fresh eyes. That's when you can see beauty all around you. That's when you can stop fighting. You can stop blaming other people. You can stop digging holes for yourself. That's when you can start using your energy positively to build up new systems that can make you live to the peak of your existence. Until we develop a childlike mind, our spiritual journey will not be completed. Remember, we started our life as a child, and we can only come to the end of it as children again. So, the essence of the discussion tonight is that we need to come back to the source of our being. We need to rediscover who we are. You must know you to be able to live to the peak of your existence. To be fulfilled, you must know you. You need to go through a new birth. You need to go through a spiritual birth. Leave that stage of camel, move to the lion, where you scrutinize everything and unlearn, and now move to the stage of the child, where you are no longer bothered by your past hurt, where you create new values, new purpose, and where you are happy, you feel content, you live each day of your life with intention, not not according to the dictate of other people, not according to social construct, but according to who you are. And you can spread joy and happiness to everyone around you. This is what I have to share with you tonight. I hope you have been able to pick one or two things from the whole discussion. This is the best I can do to break it down. It took me it took me a bit of time to understand myself because when I was, you know, digging and digging, things I read, things I came across were not easy to understand. But over time, over a series of meditations, you know, personal meditations, reviewing and things like that, it became clearer. And the best way I can, share it is this. And I hope um, you at least gain something from my discussion today. Um, Thank you very much once again um, for joining. Mr. Banks, thank you for connecting tonight. You came rather late, but at least you are here. Last week I heard that you were not able to join me. I think it was because of my private setting or something. So I fixed that. Thank you for connecting. And my sister Shola Abikoye Shewakwa, thank you for joining tonight. Sister Yetunde, you said you didn't see notification. I don't know what happened. I put it up. Um, Facebook kan tó bá wù wọ́n lọ́ máa ń ṣe ń gbà mí. So but um, ẹ fi sọ́kàn 9 p.m. every Friday. That's it. Thank you very much um, for those who you know took time out of their busy schedules to listen to me tonight to connect. Thank you very much. Um, ẹ ní dídàkudà láyé ẹ ní dánìkan ṣayé yín o a dẹ̀ ní dolódì ara wa èdè wa ò ní dàrú. Like I always say, I'm not acting as Mr. Wise or anything. I'm just sharing with you things that I have discovered. Um, I'm not speaking from the point of absolute. So everything I share on this platform is not final, right? Ibi tí mo mọ̀ dé ni mo ṣàlàyé. So, and I'm ready, to hear also from other people. I don't forí korí ní orí ètò yìí ni. So, but I always say, anything you hear on this platform, please go back and search and check it. Ẹ má kàn gbà. You to go check it. Cross-check the fact. Ayé mi náà tiẹ̀ tó ń parọ́ ni. Ẹ tiẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀yin náà ẹ tiẹ̀ yẹ̀ wò. This is a journey I invested so much in because before now I was in a bad place mentally. I was in a bad place. Mo lè máa rẹ́rìn-ín, ojú mi lè wà okay but mentally I was in a bad place. So I had to fix up myself by dedicating myself to the search of truth. Mo gbéná wojú gbogbo nǹkan ni. Because I believed I need to understand certain things. And once I get them and apply them, I should see results. And I did. Things I learned from 2016, I started putting into practice from 2018. Mo rí result, mo rí yàtọ̀. from my mental state to physical liberation. A lot has happened around me that mo mọ ohun tí mo fẹ́, mo mọ ohun tí mi ò fẹ́, mo mọ bí mo ṣe design ayé mi to give me the relative peace and comfort that I need. And this is just what I'm here to share so that you too also can be free. Ayé yìí ò le o, àwa ìdánú ẹ̀ la sọ́ dogun. But before I can bring some other difficult stuff, I thought I should try and lay this foundation. So far, we've talked about self-sabotage. We've discussed, in this year alone, we talked about self-sabotage, we've discussed revenge, and now we looked at the man. And we'll build on this next week, Friday, God willing. I'll be here again by 9 p.m. Please make it a date. Tell somebody to tell somebody so that somebody will tell another somebody. Kí gbogbo wa lè papọ̀ ní orí ètò yìí. Let me end the show tonight by giving you one of my songs. This one I titled I Am Free. I wrote this song in 2012, right? It was released in 2012 and it was produced by my brother Lekan Shobi. Ladies and gentlemen, I share with you my song titled I Am Free. Just listen to the words, you know.
I am free. Multi-do, minera, multi-bar. I am free. Multi-do, minera, multi-bar. Infinity jar. Multi-do, minera, multi-bar. Infinity jar. Multi-do, minera, multi-bar. I am free. I am exhausted from trying to blend up with the past, so I am placed in the spotlight. Back on myself, I no longer wanna be a prisoner of pretense, so I am shaking the shackles off from my feet. Motivo Minera, to become what I wanna be. Motivo Minera, Motivo Minera, to defend what I believe. Motivo Minera. Motivated, yo, shuba. Step down on my zone. Shining like a star, I don't care what you think. It's your imagination. I am what I am. I'm free to live my dream. Motivo Minera. To become what I wanna be. Motivo Minera. Motivo Minera. To defend what I believe. Motivo Minera. I am free. Multi-do, minera, multi-bar. I am free. Multi-do, minera, multi-bar. Infinity jar. Multi-do, minera, multi-bar. Infinity jar. Multi-do, minera, multi-bar. I am free. You can't stop my shine. I only need me to believe in what I do. If I push a little higher, I can jump and touch the sky. Motivo Minera, to become what I wanna be. Motivo Minera, Motivo Minera, to defend what I believe. Motivo Minera. From believing I will fail. If I fail, I try again. If I fall, I rise again. I don't care what they think, because I know the God. I am what I am. I'm free to live my dream. Motivo Minera. To become what I wanna be. Motivo Minera. Motivo Minera. To defend what I believe. Motivo Minera. I am free. Motido, Mira Motiva. I am free. Motido, Mira Motiva. Infinity Motido, Mira Motiva. Infinity Motido, Mira Motiva. I am free. I am free. Motido, Mira Motiva. I am free. Motido, Mira Motiva. Infinity Motido, Mira Motiva. Infinity Motido, Mira Motiva. I am free. I am free. Motido, Mira Motiva. I am free. Motido, Mira Motiva. Infinity Motido, Mira Motiva. Infinity Motido, Mira Motiva. I am free.
Thank you very, very, very much for connecting with me tonight. I see you, my brother, Stephen Mobile. I think he connected rather late, but the show is there. You can, still watch it over and over again. It's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, and it's on Facebook. For those who have not subscribed to my channel or you're not following any of my social media platforms, please, you can do that. Thank you very, very much for listening to me tonight. We will meet again next week, Friday, 9 p.m., God willing. Odaro. Have a wonderful night.